What is feminine awakening? How does one know if one has reached it? And this is what we're going to be discussing today. I have decided to call this something about feminine awakening because it's still something that lots of people are not lodging over here. Once they have reached this feminine awakening in their lives, they're going to realize that life is so much different now to how it was prior to their feminine awakening. And yes, this is a play on words, obviously, from spiritual awakening, but I feel like there is a feminine awakening as well. You will notice that you have reached your feminine awakening in your life. Internally, you will know this, and you'll know it by how you think and how you feel about yourself, how you feel and think about dating and relationships, and how you feel about what you're supposed to get, okay, and how you benefit from those relationships. So let's dive a bit deeper into this. Once you have reached your feminine awakening, you will know it because you will no longer be able to do the things you were able to do before, prior to this feminine awakening, and feel comfortable. It's not going to feel like you. It's not going to feel normalized. It's not going to feel regular. It's going to feel off and forced. Before you have reached this awakening, you're not going to be a high maintenance woman. You're going to be the type who is expecting to never get anything back. The only thing you expect to get back prior to your awakening is affirmations from the person that you're with, from your man, whatever, that you are doing a good job. You need that good job affirmation. That's what you need, like a little puppy. That's what you need. You need the good job affirmations. And also the other way that you feel validated is with the eggplant. So at the end of the day, you've got the good job affirmation and you have the eggplant. That's how you can know if you have not even got anywhere close to having your feminine awakening yet, because you are still going about your relationships non-beneficially. Feminine women, I would say, are women who are more confident in themselves, just the way that they are. The reason why I say that is because they don't feel like they have to put on a big show. They don't feel like they have to wear the weight of the world on their own shoulders to impress people. They don't feel like they have to take on a man's mentality to be able to be wanted in relationships. They don't feel like they have to lower their own greatness. They're actually more confident in themselves to bring themselves into a relationship and understand that that is enough. Self is enough for him. And when you are not there yet in terms of feeling like you are enough, just being you and bringing yourself into that relationship, you have not reached your feminine awakening, and that's a big telltale sign. Okay, I am not even going to get into the TikTok reaction videos that I did. I'm not even going to get into that because the women on there drove me insane. It was very cringy. Some of it was funny, but it was almost like laughable that this is actually people's realities, and they feel like they have to take their boyfriend shopping. They feel like they have to plan dates for their boyfriend. They feel like they have to mentally play the same games that men play. They feel like they have to do those things. They feel like they have to put him on a pedestal because, God forbid, you put yourself on a pedestal. God forbid he puts you on a pedestal as well. No, he must be uplifted. No, honey, you've got to uplift yourself as well. And that is one way to know that you have not yet reached your feminine awakening, when you are still trying to be low maintenance, treat your man like he is your girlfriend, and those things. So that's another way to know. For me, another part of feminine awakening is understanding the power of beauty and pretty privilege and all of those things. If you equate pretty privilege with having a certain skin color or having a certain hair color, then you are mistaken. Pretty privilege is none of those things. It's literally pretty and having the privilege from being pretty, okay? So that's what pretty privilege really is. Once you understand the power of that, darling, you are definitely entering into your feminine awakening, because you understand that you have lots of power, lots of leverage, lots of control when it comes to being pretty, entering into that feminine energy, having that femininity about you, that softness about you, just being a sweet, nice person, happy person, okay? Once you realize the power of beauty, the power of hair, the power of makeup, the power of wearing something that actually complements your figure and is made for the feminine body, instead of wearing things that are oversized or wearing actual clothes like dresses and skirts, instead of wearing gym wear to do everything every single day. When you finally realize that you can elevate your entire outfit just by putting on a pair of heeled ankle boots, you know, it's winter at this point, so wearing a pair of heeled ankle boots will elevate your look entirely, then you will be entering into that feminine awakening. You would have entered your feminine awakening when you seriously realize the power of being a seductress, of being a woman. You would have entered into your feminine awakening when you have realized that. And to be completely honest with you, I don't feel like you can get there and realize that and enter into that feminine awakening without doing the work. I don't feel like you can do it by being basic. It's about putting that effort in to be your most feminine version. And that means putting in the time, the effort to do your hair, to do your nails, to work on your, you know, your body goals, whatever that is. It doesn't mean that you have to be this small to be feminine, but you have to be comfortable in your own skin, whatever that means for you. But when you reach that feminine awakening, you will have mastered what works for you. You will be able to know at that point what gives you the most benefit, what gets you the results that you're wanting, that you're after. You will know what hairstyles to do to look most feminine. You would have realized by experience and by testing things out for yourself what actually gets you the best results, what gets you where you want to be, what gets you that benefit when you are dating, and what gets you treated differently in public, and not just in public but in society, out and about in your day-to-day lives. You would have realized what really works for you. And the most feminine looks are the ones that are going to make people treat you totally differently. You will notice that your hairstyle, your outfits, your makeup, whether you are doing those things or whether you're not doing those things, having your nails done and what kind of nails you are wearing, if you're wearing a pair of flat footwear or a pair of heeled footwear and you go out, the woman who has done the feminine work will have a completely different day to the woman who has not. And when I say this, I mean you're going to get things for free, you're going to have people coming up to you, the people who you want, and approaching you for your number, from men who have something, who have 2 pennies to rub together. Instead of getting the Tom, Dick and Harry on the street corner, you're going to be getting the better batch, basically. So that's another reason why I'm so into these femininity videos, and also why I like to make them as simplistic as possible, because it's literally 1 + 1 = 2 at this point in terms of femininity. And once you have entered into your feminine awakening, you will know that, and you will be viewing the world from an entirely different perspective to when you had not entered into this awakening. So if you haven't entered into it yet, you will probably still be stereotyped. You will probably feel uncomfortable being in certain venues. You will probably still be dating in the same dating patterns that you have always dated in, and you will never kind of break out of that cycle yet, because something in you has to change. Lots of people feel like the feminine awakening awakening or being feminine, being soft, that it's about being weak, and it's actually not. Like I mentioned, the confidence aspect really plays a huge part in being able to pull off being a feminine woman in a masculine world where lots of women are masculine nowadays, and also in the way that lots of women are dressing. So at the end of the day, it's definitely a more independent woman world rather than a feminine woman's world at this point, I would say. Even for me, I would have a completely different experience if I went out today. I took off all of my makeup, I didn't have my add-on, you know, more glam kind of hair look, wearing gym clothes, and I went out and I went about my day. I would have a completely different experience to the experience that I have when I try to put my best foot forward, or when I try to put my feminine foot forward, which has now become a part of me. It's just a part of my life, and it's normality for me personally at this point. So that's me definitely reaching my feminine awakening. I know that I'm in there. You will definitely know that you have reached your feminine awakening when you feel the most comfortable and more yourself, when you are even dressing the most feminine that you can. And like I've mentioned before, the way that you dress does not determine the person that you are. The way that you dress has no impression on your essence as a person, but what it can do is alter how you feel that day. What it can do is alter how you maybe will be walking, or how your confidence will be that day. What it can do is alter how others perceive you that day, and also how comfortable you just feel wearing those clothes in general. It can alter so many different things. So I would definitely say that feminine awakening is a real thing, and once you have entered into it, once you've tapped into that, you're not going back. You're not going back. You're just not going to do that. Ladies, you'll know if you've reached your feminine awakening or not. You will know. Anything outside of your most feminine self, even in terms of the way that you are speaking, is not going to feel, it's not going to feel right. It's not going to feel like you, because at that point you would have morphed yourself into the feminine version of yourself that you have chosen to become. Also, this ties in with my feminine voice control videos and advice, because this is another part of reaching your feminine awakening, entering into that. If you enjoy my femininity videos, then definitely check out my femininity playlist. I'll link it in the description box below this video, and you'll be able to catch up and binge my femininity videos. They're all in the playlist. With that being said, I'm going to love you and leave you here, and I'll see you in my next video.